everyone, Kristina here. Welcome to day one of the holiday card series for 2014. If you are new to my channel or have never seen the holiday card series before, this is a series of 25 card videos and all of the cards are holiday cards. So over the next few weeks, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you will see a new holiday card from me. So I'm starting out with this stencil called Holiday Knit from Tim Holtz, and I've cut some taffy cardstock, or actually I think this is fog cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and I've scored it at 5.5 to create a top folding card, and then I put a strip of masking tape, post-it masking tape, right across above the score line. And then I taped it down to my craft sheet and also taped down the stencil. I'm going to be using some embossing paste today. And this very detailed stencil needs to be held down as firmly as possible. So I taped it all around the three sides. Then I took some Wendy Vecchi embossing paste and I'm just putting that on with this craft knife here. I want a really even but thin coating, so I scraped quite a bit. You can scrape off the excess back into the jar, not a problem. Then clean off that knife with a baby wipe and then peel off the masking tape. Now this is the best part. This is the big reveal when you remove the stencil. It's like Christmas. I love it. So pull that off. And it's such a cool effect. This stencil is so super detailed. I don't think I've ever seen such a detailed stencil, and it turned out awesome. I was concerned that some of the embossing paste would seep under the edges, but that didn't happen whatsoever. So it was really, really perfect. And it dried rather quickly because I put such a thin layer. So I'm also using this die cut or this die set from Simon Says Stamp. This is one that I did, so it's my handwriting. It says Season's Greetings. I used some Simon Says Stamp Slate cardstock for this, just a dark gray. I cut those out with my die cutting machine and then adhered them down temporarily just to a piece of scratch paper. And I'm pressing some Versamark ink on top of the die cuts. I want to make the die cuts look like they're silver metal. And so I'm going to be using some silver embossing powder. I'll sprinkle that all on top of the letters until they're all completely coated, and then I'll use my heat tool to melt those. Now, I did one layer of silver embossing powder. I looked at it and then decided I wanted another layer. So once again, I took my Versamark ink pad and put that on top of the embossing. Versamark ink is a really sticky ink, so it's perfect for this. I applied more silver embossing powder and then heated that one more time, and then started to peel these off the scratch piece of cardstock. When you pull them off, some of the edges can get a little bit jagged just because there's all that embossing powder that's sticking together. So if that happens, you can take your heat tool and just gently melt the embossing powder once again, and it will soften up all of those jagged edges. And it turned out really, really perfect after that. I was actually really surprised how awesome they looked. I needed something for the die cuts to stick to for the front of the card. So I took some cardstock vellum from Basil and I just cut a little strip. It's about 1.5 inches tall or nearly 2 inches tall. I scored that so that it could wrap around the card a little bit more easily, and then added some adhesive and wrapped that around the bottom portion of the card. This is going to give the die cut some sort of anchor to hold it to the card, and it's not going to obscure or detract away from that background. And that's really the star of the card, the background and the die cut. So I took this silver twine from Lawn Fawn. It's a silver wrapped twine, and I wrapped that around and then used some Ranger Multi-Matte Medium as an adhesive to hold that bow in place because it kind of wanted to move around a little bit. The Lawn Fawn twine is a little bit more stiff than like a regular thread, so you do have to kind of work with it a little bit. I used my Xyron sticker maker to add adhesive to the back of these die cuts, and then use my bone folder to press that adhesive strip around the die cut. It just makes it so you get a more clean adhesive on the back of the die cuts. I used my tweezers to get that positioning on the card and then pressed it down. And that Xyron sticker maker makes the adhesive super, super strong. So it's perfect for cases like this where I need all those areas to stick down. So I pressed that down on, and then I almost forgot to add the apostrophe on Seasons, but I added a little bit of multi-matte medium to the back and used my quick stick tool to place that onto the card. And that's going to finish the card for today. This was a super simple and easy card to make. I think if you did everything in stages. You could make duplicates of this card really easily. So for instance, you would do all of your cardstock scoring all at the same time. You would do all your embossing paste at the same time. I think you could really whip out quite a few of these cards if you wanted to make them for your holiday cards this year. I tend to do kind of one-off cards since I do the holiday card series, so all of my family and friends receive a different card. But if you wanted to create all of one card, that would be awesome. So I will see you guys on Wednesday for a new video, and thanks for watching. Here we are at the end of the video, and I have put together the last 5 years of the holiday card series. This is my 6th year doing the holiday card series. Can you believe that? It's gone by so fast, and I'm glad I've kept up this tradition. So if you want to see any of the previous year's day 1 card, go ahead and click on any of those on screen right now, and it will take you directly to that video. You can also visit my blog at kwernerdesign.com, and please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button in the top corner. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are excited for the holiday card series just like I am, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for day 2.